YOSOY year, day 11. Crown chakra in the emotional aspect in Leo. The Projections, 14th of August 2020. Me, after having listened to the mind, in a certain way all the doubts are dispelled. It is as if nothing makes sense anymore, because everything makes too much sense. I am. Explain. Me. Well, it's like when you're watching a series of about 9 seasons, very complex, in which at first you don't understand anything. Then you fall in love with the story of a character and he dies. Then you cling to the story of another to understand the plot. And when you love him, he dies. But there is always a new one, and you discover things that amaze you. And suddenly, for the 3rd season, the writer of the series comes, sits next to you, and you ask him a simple question, and he tells you the ending, the unfolding of the story and the intended idea of the plot. I am. And how does it make you feel to be part of the spoiler? Me. It's weird. On the one hand, it's liberating because now you understand that everything that happened had a purpose, and you understand the logic. So everything that comes from this moment on will be easy to assimilate. I already have tools to manage surprises and conflicts. But on the other, it's like there's no emotion, there's no surprise, as if understanding the mechanism of the story would destroy the magic of it. I am. In other words, knowing the truth, or at least part of it, makes you feel a dichotomy in your way of assimilating the reality that surrounds you. It frees you and at the same time annuls the feeling of being free. Me. Exactly, that's the feeling. In a certain way, we are all attracted by movies, books, series, stories, because in some way we identify with the characters and we want to solve problems. And seeing them solve it makes us feel that we ourselves have achieved it. There is a search for resolution. There's a search to be free from conflict, to find calm, the state of peace after the storm. And then, when someone explains to us that neither the storm nor freedom exists, everything was simple imagination and perception, the story stops making sense. I instantly free myself from any type of problem, conflict, sensation, perception. I'm so free from all the entanglements of existence that suddenly that innate need to resolve conflicts, to seek freedom, is also lost. What sense does your search have now if you know that you were never trapped, except in your beliefs? What is the meaning of history, living, and experiencing? Well, when you know the general map, there is no more adventure, there is no emotion. I am. The paradigm of the sage. The universe is a mentally wise being who recognizes that all possibilities lie in his imagination. He maps out his mind at all times, creates all the projected realities within him, but he doesn't know which way to go, because he knows them all. He must begin somewhere to experience what he expresses, but he has no will to go down the road yet, for he has nothing in his being to move him. He is a wise man. He knows everything. He understands the map of existence. But he does not know how to launch himself into the unknown, because he knows everything. There is only one way to be free of what he knows. Me. Forgetting what he knows. I am. Exactly. And to forget, you have to let go. Let go of the control of the mind that knows everything. Forgetting comes from the word oblivion, which in turn arises from the Indo-European words ob, to be against, and livis, dark, which means dark, and lave, which means viscous or smooth. In a certain way, to forget simply means slip and fall. It is the sage's first act of clumsiness, falling into oblivion, slipping into the viscous depths of his memory, erring in his daily task of mapping thousands of paths. What do you immediately feel when you slip and fall? Me. An enormous heat, which comes from the acceleration of the heart that prepares for the fall. I mean the heartbeat. Pum pum, pum pum, pum pum. The origin of the heartbeat is the first mistake of the universe. The one that generated the most spectacular wonder, creation. And don't get me wrong, to err is the verb of the word wanderer. That is, the one who wanders through the world without apparent direction, who forgets wandering, dizzy from having lost his axis. But thanks to it, he finds himself in the labyrinth of the map that he created, but this time inside on one of his paths, to which he fell, and he can no longer see the whole map from above. So, devastated, he has only one possible tool to use to guide himself, something that marks a starting point and a destination, in and out. Me. Pum pum, the heartbeat. I am. You call it a hunch, the sensation of perception, a kind of inner compass that guides the being through the resonance of the echo of said heartbeat. The beats of each heart are a pace stepper, indicating the steps to follow for those who are lost. Thus, the heart, blindly, will guide us in the shadows of the labyrinth, resonating in each beat, guiding itself like a bat, like a dolphin, a whale, by the sound of its vibration and the echoes in the endless corridors. This awakens the other attribute of the universe. Me. Love. I am. Love is the positive energy, the first beat out, and the negative energy, the second beat in. The resonance energy generates an invisible trace of the map, which is not seen with the eyes or analyzed with the brain, but is perceived and felt in the heart. You still don't know how the story ends. It's the heartbeat that will mark your steps. Resonance energy is energy in motion. Emotion. The emotion that floods us, that generates us, that surrounds us and arises from us. The eternal ability to create vibration, heat, constant energy from love. Thus, resonance helps us to find others who vibrate like us in the same tune, helping us to weave the path, guiding us on the map. Me. And we fall in love. We feel love for others because they are reflections of that echo in the labyrinth of existence. I am. Emotion becomes the compass, a guide, and the heart marks the compass of my path. When I meet my other parts along the way, I begin to weave an invisible web to understand the panorama, and the beat gets stronger and stronger, because more roads, more strings, more sound, and I can hear the melody, like Ariadne's golden string in the Minotaur's labyrinth. The strings begin to weave their way back, joining each other out of love, which I call resonance. There the word remember is born. That is, to re-string the paths, to reunite all the parts of my being. In Latin, remembrar, to unite the members that make up my being, lost, wandering in the labyrinth, as in English, remember. All this to return to the original heartbeat, the first one that originated the echo of my path, back to the heart. Me. To love, to feel love, to fall in love, to be guided by the heartbeat, to recognize in the heartbeat the resonance of the universe itself. All of this is the fundamental key to remember the path again, to understand history. I am. It is the heartbeat that drives me to activate the will, the third attribute. Well, it is love that leads me to action, to the search, to find the paths. And in every corner I will feel love for my parents, siblings, friends, couples, romances, animals, plants, the world, life, the universe, divinity, for myself. The more you begin to weave the web of love, the closer you are to feeling all the beats as one. And then you realize that they all vibrate in unison, and therefore they were always in you and loving yourself, remembering yourself. You would be loving many more than you think you are capable of loving today. On your way, you will meet some in your heartbeat. You will feel them all. Me. Love is the key to not getting lost in oblivion. I am. But at the same time, love is born from oblivion, since it is the capacity of the mind to project itself into the other, to feel the polarities, to recognize itself in neutrality after experience and integration. Thus, being a wanderer is the most beautiful thing in creation, because it is what makes the cartographer an adventurer, the architect a builder, the farmer a cook, the connoisseur makes him wise, the apprentice a teacher, and the lover makes him love. Forgetting is a gift, getting lost is a grace, falling in love is a mystery, living in magic. Me. So, emotions are the artist's brushes and oils, the builder's compass and square, the student's pencil and book, the farmer's plow and shovel, the cartographer's compass and sextant. I am. The mind will teach you what the beginning, the knot, and the end of a story mean. It will teach you the archetypes of the hero and the crucial characters that go through all the stories. Will teach you the letters, vocabulary, and expressions with which you have to write it, spelling and calligraphy, semantics and syntax, reading interpretation, the types of texts, whether novels, poetry, plays. All this information will explain the modalities, the schemes, the guidelines of the map. But as much as the scheme is the same, it is your ability to create the story, love the characters, emotion in the adventures, what makes that story unique and unrepeatable. Me. The meaning, then, is the projection of my heartbeat, no matter what the truth of the mind is, the rules of the game, because the reason why I have created this path is for the emotion of living it, something that the mind does not have. I am. Everything is a projection of emotion, because as much as the electrical pulses are the ones that promote the beating of your heart, there would be no such pulses without the beating that pumps blood to the brain to power the nervous system. The pulses and beats of the mind and the heart are in a closed and inevitable circuit with each other. Me. They are reflections of each other, thought, and emotion. I am. They are projections. And projection comes from the word project, from the Latin proiectus, which means throw forward, that is, move, gain momentum, go from the negative to the positive, from the origin to the destination, from the mind to the heart. Me. So it's not bad to feel lost. It's not bad to rely on emotions, follow hunches, resonate without understanding. I am. Nothing is wrong, because the only mistake is to believe that to err is wrong. The only way to know the potentiality of that your mind has projected in your heart is to wander, to be a wanderer in the emotional labyrinth, knowing your potentialities, erratically wandering to be the wanderer of your own story. Me. To err is human. I am. To err is divine. Me. I am the wanderer of the heart. I am. I am the wanderer of consciousness. Me. I am the projection of the mind. I am. I am the projection of the heart.